Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger, the Tier 9 German SPG. It's located on the west spawn of Airfield and it's under the command of Goliath Killer 1. And it's the first of a couple of replays by him. Now I can tell straight away that that is the 21cm gun because there's no muzzle brake at the end. If there was a muzzle brake, it would be the 17cm, but that means he can do 1100 alpha, penetrating 53mm of armor, and he's got a burst radius of about 11 meters. 33.7 seconds is the reload time. It's quite a long reload, but this shell does have a lot of effects, so let's see how he gets on in the first battle. That's one of Sir Rusty's skins, or at least one of Jazz's, I think. And you notice how he's actually backed up and he's got his front of his vehicle down and the rear up. Now that is actually going to affect his range. I hope we don't come to regret that later on. You always try and keep your Arty on the level, or if you want to increase your range, have it with the front end up on a slope. Looking towards Heavy Tank Alley. Oh, now we found an enemy. It's an Object 268. Fires a round in. That one lands right next door to him. You can see there's a kind of little mound there, right at the edge of the map, and he's changing position. Oh, that was a good one because the 268 took a lot of damage afterwards, and he's picked up 1500 hit points of stun assist. Yeah, you can see the wreck of the 268 there. He just went too deep, too far, and got wiped out. I think that Jagdtiger might have had something to do with that. That and the Griller and maybe the Conway. Well, we're looking for that T-57 Heavy, but Tortoise has come around the cliff. Now, we're going to be doing a replay on the Tortoise very shortly. Yes, somebody's actually sent a couple of replays in. More stun assist. It's always helpful to hit targets which you know your teammates are going to want to kill straight away, because the Tortoise is a very deadly tank destroyer, an assault tank destroyer. Okay, this could be a kill shot. Oh, unfortunately, before Goliath Killer gets to shoot, they've taken him out. So his next target is an IS-7. Who's using these rocks for cover, but of course it doesn't protect him from Arty. Rounds out. Direct hit right into the side of him. 408 hit points though, because the IS-7 does have very good spaced armor on its side. Lost sight of that target. So he's going for a different one. T-57 Heavy. That was the one we were looking at who was on Temple Mount. It looks like he just took a heat round. Yes, that kind of reddish colour with the shell, reddish purple, that's a heat round. Okay, he's loaded again, ready to go, but oh yes, he did get him. I think it was right at the margins of whether or not he was going to be able to get that shot in, but he did hit the IS-7 and tracked him. The problem is some of these rocks and these hills actually do affect the trajectory of the shell, and therefore it's very difficult to get a shot on target. That Gorilla just took him around, and I think that was a heat round as well from the looks of it. You get a kind of little explosion at the end where they go in. Rounds out, long flight time, lands alongside him for 275. You can see that it's right at the edge of the reticule. I think he was holding the aim there just to see how far away that explosion was from the actual aim point, and it was right at the edge of the reticule. Yeah, I'm afraid that's Wargaming effing with us again. Nobody believes that the shell dispersion would be that much. Rounds out. Let's see how far this one goes. Well, it hits the aim point, but the tank wasn't there. So, of course, it doesn't get hit. So, I suppose Wargaming asked the question, was the target there? No. Okay, it goes right to the target. Right to the spot where you're aiming. I know. Conspiracy theorist, you might say, but the fact of the matter is that we see these so often that we realise that there's obviously something wrong where the shell keeps going to the edge of where it should go. Rounds out. That one hit the target. Well, this is an American tank. That's probably why it went straight to the target. Got a 555 hit point one there. Non-penetrating shot, but it still counts. And he's now up to 2.5k of damage. Battle's only been going just over 5 minutes. He's going to have difficulty trying to hit that IS-3 too. Primarily because of the rock face there. He's now having a quick look at that Leopard, and I'm afraid he's still basically in the shadow of the hill from Temple Mount, so not going to get that one easily. The T-57 Heavy is a little easier to hit, but he's moving so quickly. The Goliath Killer's having to adjust the aim, fires the round in, lands the shell alongside him, but takes so many hit points away that he's only got 46 left, so that makes him a one-shot for whoever fires at him next time. Okay, that's the Leopard. He obviously got into a gunfight with an EBR-90. Unfortunately, our EBR-90, he died. Nice view of one of the aircraft streaming into sight. Can't get a shot on the T-57 Heavy at the moment. Oh, no, he fired the round in. The M46 Patton got the kill, though. I was hoping that he didn't hit that Patton, because if the shell had gone long, the Patton might have been hit instead. Well, a little closer to home, we've got a T-49 being a nuisance. He just derped the convoy, but he got wiped out by a Leopard, who he didn't see. But the convoy is feeling sorry for himself now, pulling up onto Temple Mount. We're 4 tanks up on the enemy in this game, so it looks like it's going to be kind of final for them. There's the Leopard on the enemy teams. Come back onto the Temple Mount. Didn't take into account the Leopard of our team sitting there. And now Goliath Killer's going to try and get that IS-7 again. The one that he hit twice so far this game. Hit him once when he was hiding behind the rocks. Hit him again when he started moving. But from this position, he's going to have difficulty trying to shoot that guy, so he's changing position. In fact, he won't shoot that guy again because our Gorilla got the kill. And that means there's now only 2 enemies left. A Strib 103B and their M53, M55. Now you can see it's a fairly narrow arc of fire on this Arty. It's not quite as narrow as some of the Russian Arties. Some of the Soviet ones are really narrow, but they do dial in very, very, very quickly. Very well trained crews, must be. But the German ones, they have a narrow arc as well. We can't see the Strib, and they should be able to see the Strib if he was up there. So he's not up on that rock. He must be pulling behind the rock. Oh, he's actually sneaky. He was hiding in the bushes. And he's gone down. Very sneaky. Must have great camo on that 103B. And they're indicating that they think he's right at the back of the map in the north corner. Now, where would you be as an Arty? There he is. He's in the bushes. Goliath Killer fires one in. Oh, yes! Hail Mary shot right at the end of the game. Wipes out the M53. That was a long lead shot. And a 3.2 second flight time for the shell. You would have seen that shell arcing from one end of the map to the other if you've been in a tank, seeing that shell shoot through the sky, and it wipes out the enemy Arty. So that's the first game, and we'll have the results for this battle at the end of the second game. And the second battle is on Malinovka. Same GW Tiger, same player, Goliath Killer 1. And that's also the same skin by Sir Rusty and Jazz. Okay, moving off into the trees. Looks like he's going to go to the second part of the inlet, or the west side of the inlet. Now these replays took place in May of 2020. Yeah, I'm afraid I do have a rather long waiting list of videos to do, but we do get around to them eventually. As you know, I originally was going to close the channel down, but we've just changed the way we do the videos now, and so I can keep going for the meanwhile. Okay, well, it looks like he's found his firing spot and he's ready to go. And the first target he's aiming for is the corner in the southwest. Now there's a rock there which people peek round the corner, and sometimes they go up on top of that little mound there. You can't see the mound because the battle assistant view shows it, but the overhead view doesn't. But unfortunately nobody there apparently. So Goliath Killer 1's aiming for the hill. We do have a couple of tanks up there already. A Hawk 30's done a quick look, didn't find anyone. The Object 430U is going up instead. That Hawk 30 is coming all the way back down. It looks like he's going late side, so he's going to try and spot the people on that lookout at F7. Now he's gone up to the bush, but pulled back. Still no enemy in sight. We've had 2 minutes of the battle. No, we don't know who's been spotted yet, but I doubt that any of our guys have been spotted. Nothing's come up. Oh, now we've seen some. Okay, in fact, we've got a number of targets. An E100, an Object 257. It's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it. Rounds out in the E100. It was a little late, that one, but it was a long flight time for the shell. It was about 3 seconds for the shell to get there from one side of the battlefield to the other. Yeah, as you can see, it's 2.9 seconds to that aim point, but he's now going to go for the ISU 152, or is he going for the Backchat 12 ton? Backchat's got less armour. He's still waiting for the reload to complete. 33.7 seconds. Decided he's going to switch targets to one of the other ones, but they've all gone out of sight. It's one of those battles, I'm afraid. Okay, the E100 is a much easier target because it's slower, doesn't move much, but remember it's still a long flight time, 3 seconds to reach the target. And he's got 2 tanks to fire at now. Lines it up ahead, trying to catch all of them, rounds out. Oh! He hit the Backchat 12 ton for a whopping 495 hit points. Makes him a one-shot, and he's effectively now anybody's, because yeah, he's very low on hit points indeed. 6 hit points, that's all he's got, and he's dead. Okay, the E100's managed to get to the windmill, which just makes him an easier target to hit now that he's sitting behind that. Rounds out, long flight time. That one lands right next door to him, so he gets hit by the first one on one side and then gets hit by the second one on the other side. And he was tracked by Goliath Killer's shot. He was only stunned by his teammate in the other Arty, so he must have picked up some stun assists, the first Arty. There's 3 Artys in this game. GW Tiger, M53, M55 and an M40, M43 on Goliath Killer's team. The enemy team has 2 GW Tigers and an M53, M55. Okay, he's ready to go, just picking his moment. Rounds out, here we go! Well, double bubble, because he hit both the 257 and the E100, even though the shell didn't hit them. And they're being joined by the ISU 152 as well. If he gets closer to those 2 guys, he might be able to hit 3 tanks at the same time. He's marked the ground next to them, so let teammates know. But they kill the E100. So now he's selecting the 257 and the 152. Almost ready. Rounds out. Here we go. Direct hit on 257, but it wipes out the 152 who was right next door to him at the time, and the 257 gets killed immediately afterwards, so he's picked up a load of stun assist on top. He's now up to 2k of damage with 500 or nearly 600 assist, stun assist, and 884 damage assist as well. Now we're getting actually a request for fire on a P44 Pantera. Goliath Killer saw it and he's working on it. Yes, we do pay attention to the signals that are coming from the tank sometimes. The point is that sometimes we're just so busy hitting some of the most priority targets that we don't get to see and shoot at targets which are being signaled to us. I know a lot of tank players complain that Arty doesn't do anything during a game, but we are usually very, very, very busy. In fact, there's normally no delay between a shot being loaded and being fired, but it all depends on spotting. If nobody's spotting the target, we can't shoot, because obviously we need a clear target to shoot at, otherwise we're just wasting a shell. Although we can shoot at targets or spots where we believe the enemy might be, a blind hit, just to see if we can wake them up. Now we've lost sight of the enemy now. Our guys are up on the top of the hill. They found the Borsig, who's sitting on that corner, and we're still loading, but we can fire around it any second. Rounds out. Let's see if this will do any damage. It does. 374, and the Borsig was killed immediately afterwards because he didn't pull back in. He may have been tracked, and that's why he couldn't pull back in. Okay, the lover sitting in the bushes. In the fallen trees, actually, not the bushes. Okay, we're loaded, ready to go, but we need a target. And again, I'm afraid our team are not spotting them. Oh! They spotted that one and killed him. There's only 5 enemy left. 3 Arties, 2 mediums. Now he's actually now trying to do counter battery. Now, as you know, I've been explaining to a lot of people, and for a long time we've said, if you want to do counter battery and make it easier for yourself, press the V key and that happens. And you lose all the visual cues, but the tracer will still show. In fact, it shows even more starkly, even more harshly against the background. So if you want to spot a tracer, that's the easiest thing to do. Okay, there's 2 of them now. They've been shown up. Rounds out in the GW. Oh, it's 2 to get. Oh, he got both. He got both GW Tigers with 1 shot. That was a lucky round because he didn't anticipate that the other one was there. He didn't see the other one until the shell was already in the sky. And there's only 1 enemy left. It's the Udas 14-5. But he won't be alive very long. Where has he gone? There he is. He's loaded, ready to go. Just needs to get a clean target. He's got a clean target. Rounds out. Unfortunately, it's just too late. And a C69 gets stunned by the shell that came in after he was dead. So a really good game. Unexpected bombardier right at the end. Let's have a look at the battle stats for the first battle, and then we'll look at the stats for this one. Well, in the first battle, Goliath Killer 1 managed to get an ace tanker in the GW Tiger. He's had an ace in this vehicle before, so it's nothing new, but it was still a very good battle in terms of the amount of damage he did. And he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he managed to get 12. And his win rate from the battle was 3,367. So, Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. He didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that actually went to the Striv 103B, who didn't get a high caliber for 4,328 hit points. The next high scorer being the Gorilla 15 with 3,381, the M46 Patton with 3,355, the Leopard with 3317, and then we've got Goliath Killer with 3212. So a lot of players with over 3000 hit points of damage. So it was a really good player game where lots of players who had lots of talent. When it came to kills though, it was shared between the M46 Patton and the Leopard. They both got 4 kills apiece. The Gorilla 15, the Conway managed to get 2, so did the Leopard 1 and the IS-32 on the enemy team. I'm afraid Goliath Killer 1 only got 1 kill in that game. But when it came to base XP, he was second because the Patton managed to get 1,199, Goliath Killer got 1,076, and those are the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base. He fired 10 rounds in that game, got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration, 8 splash. Damage of 3,212 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 6 of the enemy, killed 1, so that's why he missed out on a Confederate by the fact that he actually killed one of the targets. And he got 3,772 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 67,245 credits and took away 46,445, and he earned 1,614 XP. So, pretty good ace tanker there for Goliath Killer 1, and that was a battle that took place in May 2020. Let's have a look at the second battle. And the second battle was only a first class tanker, but it was still a very good one. Got a higher win rate than the previous battle, 4,546 in this one. He did get that unexpected bombardier out of nowhere, killing 2 GW Tigers with 1 shot. He aimed at 1 GW Tiger, didn't see the other one until the shell was already in flight, but it landed right next door to them in terms and managed to splash them to death. So excellent in terms of getting another bombardier. He's had them before, so it's not the first time he's had one, but it's still very nice when you get one unexpectedly. He got a bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he got 10. Now, let's have a look at the team score on this one. Well, in this one, he did get the highest damage in the game, but there's no high caliber and no Gauze medal, I'm afraid. 3,392 hit points of damage. The next high scorer, being the 60 TP, got 3,186, and these are the only 2 players who managed to break at least 3,000 hit points. The 60 TP also picked up a Top Gun as the high scorer, and Goliath Killer 1 shared second place with one of the GW Tigers on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was the 60 TP again, by virtue of the fact that he got the highest number of kills, not the highest number of highest amount of damage. 1,009 base to him, 991 goes to Goliath Killer, and 936 goes to the Hawk 30, who didn't survive the battle, but he did get a lot of spotting done. He fired 9 rounds in this game. Excuse me, losing my voice. 1 direct hit, no penetrations, but 13 splash. Yes, a lot of that damage was done by splash, and those 2 kills, the Goliath Killer 1, the GW Tigers, were both splash kills. 3,392 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, killed 3. Did 884 hit points of damage assistance and 879 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 51,221 credits, but took away 32,501. He got 20 bonds because it was a tier 10 game, and he also picked up 5,947 experience points because he got a mission completion bonus and a free experience bonus as well in the same game. So 2 excellent games in the GW Tiger by Goliath Killer 1. I'm sure he's very happy with that pair, and he'll be very pleased to see them since he sent those in to me more than 6 months ago. And yes, I only just got around to doing the video. But yes, I'm sure he's now pleased to see them again. And if you enjoyed these replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.